Rocelo, Lopes, the use of Bitcoin and stablecoins in Brazil, much less depressing than my current situation. So I hope you guys enjoy. Give a round of applause. What is up, boss?
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Let's see if we got my presentation on the screen. There we go. Okay. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how things are going in Brazil, especially how we integrated blockchain with bank chain. Because we found the best way to introduce people, especially people that have no access to financial system, the best way to go today is using a stablecoin to integrate it. It's easy, fast, and anyone, I'm not just talking about Brazilians to get an account there, because a Brazilian to get an account, it's quite easy when he's interested for the bank. When he's not interested for the bank, no, it's not easy. But how about a foreigner? How about someone that just left from Russia because they don't want to be involved with the war, or some Argentinian that they don't like the Argentinian football, they prefer the Brazilian football because we're better than them, right? Or some other reason that the person who moved to Brazil is taking average 2 years to get a bank account. That is how long it's taking for any foreigner to get a bank account there. So, but before we start, Brazil has something called Pix. Pix is a payment system developed by the Brazilian government, by the Brazilian central bank. That was done on a very good moment. Was a bad from one side because it was during the pandemic, but it was good because could make people to actually use. It's a instant payment, 24/7, free for user. Companies now, they start to pay because there is no such a thing called like a free lunch, right? So companies are paying for that, but it's all over the place. Pix is doing more transactions than Visa and MasterCard together. It's being used everywhere in Brazil. If you go to the beach, you can buy a coconut and pay with cryptocurrency. If you go to a supermarket, a pharmacy, everywhere in Brazil, you can actually use Pix. It's a very simple, you go to the shop, you say you're going to pay by Pix, they generate a Pix QR code, exactly like lightning payments, and then that's it. And then you can use it right there. It's very simple and very used, and a lot of countries all over the world is looking to that. This is a momentum for Pix. Pix is doing huge numbers at this moment. Okay, just for you guys to have an idea, we have a record of transactions, 227 million transactions. This is insane. Right? What Brazil is doing, it's huge on the payment processor, which is good for what I'm going to show you guys in a few seconds. Now, that is the Bitcoin numbers. So just have an idea, March this year, Brazil did 4.4 million transactions and $1.3 billion on a single month in Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been used more as a savings account. People are understanding a lot now, as you guys can see the amount of users that is using, amount of transactions. But here's our golden boy. Our golden boy is Tether. USDT is doing massive numbers, is doing a lot of transactions, and has been using a lot in Brazil. Brazilians are using USDT to protect against inflation, has protected them to say, I don't want to keep my money in somebody else's hands or banks. It's the easiest way also to buy stuff from overseas. There is a lot of e-commerce now that are accepting USDT as a way of payment. Unfortunately, there is a momentum happening right now in Brazil for the online gambling. Now, online gambling is legal in Brazil. That is bringing a lot of problems because Brazil, as you guys know, the majority of people are poor. They are using their salary to bet, and they are losing a lot of money. The companies are seeing a possibility to use USDT to make Brazilians to buy USDT, send to the platform and use it. That we are trying to avoid, we are trying to protect the users with that, but it has been very difficult. This number probably going to be by 10. Brazil right now in gambling is doing $1 billion per month. So that is something that we are always carrying on, and we're checking to see how can we do, okay? But it is what it is. That's the price for freedom. Then we have virtual. The reason that we did virtual is a stable coin that we created. Today we used to run on Polygon, but because Polygon pissed me off so much, then I decided to move to Liquid. And now VRL is a stable coin pegged with the real, but is backed by gold. For the amounts of stablecoin that we mint on virtual, we also have that on Shout, on Tether Gold, to back the coin. But of course, we have some amounts available for in case someone wants to liquidate the VRL, can liquidate it straight away. And the reason that we created is because some users, believe you guys or not, they prefer to stay in reais, right? So we did a kind of digital real so they can stay in reais because they don't want to stay in USDT, crazy. But also they don't want to stay in Bitcoin, even crazier, right? So, but they are using that as every day. People actually use. And it's so simple the way we did. Users can receive PIX straight on their accounts. We'll convert it to VRL it's instantly, and then they can use everywhere to pay anything. So they basically can go to supermarket and say, I'm going to pay by PIX, use VRL, pay that. There is no fee on the way out, and the fee for the way in, it's very, very, very small. Now, Brazil, where we are at this moment. As you guys can see, this is a number that came lately. Brazil, as you guys can see, is doing a huge volume on a month. It's growing and growing more and more every day. And then, by the way, who wants the presentation after this can send me information on my Telegram and on my social media. I send the PDF to you guys, okay? PIX, like I explained, right, SwapPix is a technology that we developed that it's a feature that we did to connect the blockchain with the bank chain. So basically, we create a tool, and this tool has been used for quite some companies, such as Bitfinex and other companies that is using us to convert USDT and reais to USDT. So basically, those companies don't have to go to Brazil. And I highly recommend, who wants to do business with Brazil, first thing that you need to do not go to Brazil. All right? So you stay where you are, because over there is our laws is a mess. Our tax structure is a mess. So better to stay where you are, and then you can use our technology, and then you have to comply with the laws for your own country, okay? So, and then of course, the SwapPix, what we did a technology that can convert reais and USDT within 15 seconds. It's getting lower and lower, and vice versa. And it's so easy to integrate, especially when it's USDT to reais. It's so easy, and everything is on chain. Everything, it's automatically. We do not do any custodial service, and we're never gonna do it. All right, so it's who has to be in control. It is the person. Right, this is something we call it inconvenience and truth, because this is the numbers like that we have right now in Brazil. So like one example here, refugees. Refugees cannot have a bank account in Brazil. It's that simple. If you are from Syria, even if you get your Brazilian ID, you cannot get a bank account because it's against the law. So I don't understand that. So you give the person a way to work, you give them an ID, but you cannot open a bank account because sanctions and all of that BS, right? And then, of course, there is some users say, I don't want to be part of the bank system, I don't want the government to know all my transactions, and so on, so on. So that is a bunch of, but that's for you guys to have an idea, the amount of people that cannot have access, 34 million users. On this 34 million, around 5 million are foreigners living there in Brazil, okay? And I liked this phrase that our former Minister of Economy, great guy, Paulo Guedes, says, and this is true. We have 6 banks controlling the entire system. So the big banks, they control everything. Now the digital banks has an opportunity, right? Because of USDT and because of the technology that we can bring to them, they also can have all that information, okay? Now, we have all that's being said, the numbers, the problems, and everything. So how can we solve that? What we can do? What is the solution? So based on what we did for SwapPix, which is the technology that converts USDT in reais and vice versa, we are able to connect anything that is running on a blockchain. Well, not anything, but the only 2 coins that I do believe, which is USDT and Bitcoin, now can be connected straight to the financial system. And through this technology that we developed, everything, like I said, is on chain. For people that like the magical paper, the one called note, right, in reais or euros. Some people also call that shitcoin. I have to agree, right? So, but you can also go in and withdraw in the ATM. You can do payments. You can transfer to banks. You can receive from banks. And you can do anything you want using this technology. And here's one example that is already happening right now. Bitfinex has been for more than 1 year that they are using FastPay, which is an application on the mobile that is the only exchange in the world that you actually can go to Brazil and pay for a single coffee straight from the platform. You just go there, say, I'm going to pay by Pix from your FastPay on Bitfinex. You read the QR code, and then you do the payment. You can also, if you're using Bitfinex, you can also send money to any Brazilian that has a bank account. All you need to do is put the Pix key number there. Pix key can be my tax ID, can be my mobile, can be my email, or can be a random key that the bank gonna give to me, or can be like a kind of QR code that we created based on the Pix key. It's very normal in Brazil. A lot of people know that. A lot of people use that. And has been 2 weeks, I think, or 3 weeks, that Bitfinex finished the part to do the conversion from reais to USDT. Also is the first exchange that in Brazil that using this technology. So anyone now can trade on Bitfinex using this technology. Basically, I can send money from my bank account to a Pix QR code within 10 seconds will be available inside Bitfinex platform. And very soon it's going to be available to everyone. We're just doing it with the legality and everything, but it's already in testing. People are already testing this platform. And it's amazing because it's one of the largest exchanges in the world, and the Brazilian now has access to it. And anyone with Bitfinex can go to Brazil and pay a single coffee straight from the platform. Then we did something a little bit more, let's say, creative. We create a wallet called Truther. Truther is when we did an agreement with Bitfinex back in 2021 to do all this thing, we finished too fast. And then it says, okay, what are we going to do now? Because the legality for Bitfinex to do the other stuff and everything is going to take a little while. So we went after the wallets because we don't want to do business with any other exchange except was not Bitfinex. So then no wallet was ready to use our technology. Everything that we do is on-chain. So just so you guys have an idea, as you are in control of the private key, or as you're in control of your money, you need to transfer the USDT to our wallet, and inside the transaction, encrypted will be the information to be paid. So we do not hold your money. You're sending the money with the instruction to pay. And that's exactly what we do, and takes around 8 seconds to that happen. So none of the wallets was ready to that. And some of the wallets, I told when I spoke with them, I said, listen, you have to send to us using the message field. And the blockchain specialist told me, what is a message field? There is no message field on the blockchain. I go, what do you think Satoshi Nakamoto put that message on the Genesis block? So some of them, they do not have the knowledge. Some of the wallets was not prepared. Some of the wallets says, like, I have no interest to do. Okay, fair. So then we create our own wallet. And that we could do everything that we always dreamed to do, to use the wallet to integrate people, to integrate the Chinese that just moved to Brazil, open a shop, is working, the Venezuelan that is over there working too, the Argentinian that does not like Messi is living there. So a lot of people, we have to do that, right? So we need to help them. And this technology allowed also the Brazilians to go to Argentina, pay for a wine that with Pix. And the Argentinian store is receiving USDT within 8 seconds. Now we have Argentinians traveling to Brazil, using their bank, same thing, using the same technology as Truther. And then Truther, anyone can download, anyone can create your account with us. And again, you guys, it's always in control of the private key. Everything happens on-chain. We do not, on the Bitcoin side, we do not use Lightning. Don't trust much Lightning yet. They need to improve a lot. Maybe one day we can use everything that we do with Bitcoin is on-chain. Now, some people say like, okay, hold on a second. How can I pay a coffee with Bitcoin if the Bitcoin on-chain normally takes 10 minutes to confirm the block? Well, we are the one who's broadcasting the transaction. We know we can do the transaction without the RBF. For those who understand a little bit more, RBF meaning replaced by fee. So we take that off. We do a proper fee. We calculate the proper fee to broadcast the transaction. Then when they broadcast the transaction, if you're going to receive those Bitcoin within 10 minutes, within 1 day, within 10 days, doesn't matter, because we know you receive those Bitcoins. So we already have a head of Bitcoin, so then we can do the payment. So we do, as we receive on the blockchain, on the broadcast, we do the payment. So in that way, I don't have to convince the merchant to accept cryptocurrency, because in Brazil, a merchant receiving cryptocurrency, there is two options for him. Or he's crazy, or he loves so much the technology that you accept. Because on the financial side, on everything that he receiving in Bitcoin to give a product that is a whole financial, a whole thing related to tax that he needs to comply with. So the regulation is not that simple for them to accept Bitcoin. For sure, his accountant, if you say, I'm receiving Bitcoin now, his accountant will say, okay, find another accountant because we're not going to do the job. It's too complicated for them. It's not simple. Right? Some they do not taking and say, okay, I'll take the risk because I love the technology. Some they just take because it's fun to take, but they convert it straight away. So I don't understand why they are taking that. So instead to do that, we say, you know what? The user is the one who wants to use crypto. Now he can use, because it's connected to the financial system. He can withdraw money, he can pay bills, he can pay tax, he can pay for the school, he can do anything that he wants. Like us and our company, every single employee, they receive every day in USDT. Yes, we pay daily in USDT. Everything, every night they receive USDT. Next day, next minute, he can use anywhere that they want in Brazil. We did a cool things about Truther Wallet. We are just, next week, we are launching the version, the online version. Today runs on Google, on Android, or Apple. If you have an Android, for sure, you can download straight away. Apple, I think, is one version behind, but next week's going to be the next version. With Apple, everything is complicated, right? But it's fine. But because of that, we did a version in the browser. Will be available within, I think, 2 weeks. It's called Truther.pw private wallet, right? Then everyone can create the account and can start to use it. The online version is only coming with USDT for now and VRL, but I think in December is going to be Bitcoin on that one too. And again, private key is you are responsible for the 12 words. Make sure you save that proper, because if you lost it, you lost everything. Right? Then the wallet is really, really fast. Anyone can use, very secure because you own the private key, okay? And there is one thing that we solved in the wallet. Most of the wallets, you need something called gas, which is always when you most need, you do not have it. Because sometimes say, I receive USDT or I received my salary yesterday in USDT, and then you need to transact, you do not have TRX, you do not have Ethereum, you do not have Polygon, you do not have Solana, because you need that to transact. Well, we solved that problem too. Because when you need to use it, don't worry about it. We monitoring the transaction, we send the gas, and then you can transact very fast, very easy, and very cheap too. Also, we created a way on Truther that you actually can receive, and that's a very cool thing. I can receive from, let's say you have USDT Tron, on Tron. Like my beautiful wife, she's right here. Like every day she asks me to send USDT to her, unfortunately. Yeah, so I do. And sometimes she asks on Tron or something. I can send it to her in any blockchain, and I can receive in any blockchain. But when I have to use the bridge, the USDT from my wallet goes to Bitfinex, do that conversion to another blockchain, and send to her on Tron. Now she's going to see, okay, let me see what Rocelo is spending our money, because now it's our money, right? On her wallet, it's her money, and my wallet's our money. Now she wants to see where I'm spending our money. She will not be able to see. Right? Because she's seen Bitfinex platform. She's seen Bitfinex wallet, not seeing my wallet. And just for you guys to know, every time that you transfer from your wallet to your beloved wife or your beloved husband, well, today, or beloved dog, whatever, go to the blockchain, then you can see transactions, you can see the balance, you can see everything. And some people say, no, but I'm smart. I have a cold wallet, then from the cold wallet, I transfer to the hot wallet that I'm using every day. Well, blockchain is transparent, right? I just can go to see all the way down because it's transparent. It's so nice, but on another hand, it's so dangerous because now you go to a coffee shop and then you pay, like everybody's doing here, just go to the blockchain and can see how much each one of you has on your wallet straight away. That's a big problem. And using the bridge on Truther eliminate that because now they will see Bitfinex. But that also is not something that I want to Bitfinex to see that transaction. That's why we are already testing VRL on Liquid because Liquid is the only blockchain that has a very good confidential transaction, thanks to Adam Beck and his team. It's very, very good. Needs to drop a little bit of fees, but is in the way to do. And then when that happens, even if you do not want to use, for example, the bridge, because there is a cost on the bridge, is $2.60 plus 0.25%. When we integrate Liquid straight away, then that fee is just going to drop for almost close to nothing. It's going to be around 50 cents of dollar per transaction and give you a lot of privacy, a lot of things, okay? That's what Truth is doing. But now, for us to develop all these things, let me tell you guys, was really difficult. And the problem was not the proper developers. We could not find developers to do what we're trying to do, what we try to achieve. Because we are trying to put USDT inside every single digital bank in Brazil. We could not find the proper people to do. And then it's always with not enough knowledge. And then when you find someone with knowledge does not speak English, or sometimes not even speak Portuguese. So it's very, very difficult for us. So then we decide we need to form them. We need to educate them. We need to do something even bigger, even better. So then we decide to do, that is the next step. Next year, we're going to start to build, building. Then we can start to training people. We can start to bring developers to that place and show them what to do. And the cool part is we're going to invite the startups. We're going to invite developers that want to be part, the companies, the banks that they want to send their developers. We're not going to charge a thing to teach people how to use blockchain. Because knowledge should be given. No, we should not charge for it. So I have a little video to show you guys, so then you'll be able to see exactly what we're doing there.
SwapX was created to transform the way we handle payments and financial transactions, simplifying the use of cryptocurrencies in our daily lives. It all started with a simple but powerful solution: the instant conversion of USDT to Real and Real to USDT directly via Pix, an important step to facilitate the integration between the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and the traditional financial system, bank chain. Today, SwapX goes even further. With our integration on Bitfinex, it is possible to use crypto to make payments quickly and efficiently, such as with FastPay, where the use of USDT for everyday purchases has become a reality. True the Wallet is the first and only self-custody application fully integrated into the traditional financial system. It allows instant transfers and payments with USDT or BTC, or even makes withdrawals at ATMs. Our technology offers practicality and freedom for those who use crypto in their daily lives.
Recebo todo o meu pagamento, meu salário em dólar, em USDT, em cripto. Então, com a utilização do SwapX junto com o aplicativo da Truther, facilita muito o meu uso no dia a dia.
Eu recebo a maior parte dos meus proventos em USDT e a Truther me permite, como eu tenho as chaves privadas, manter a autocustódia desses ativos e também pagar as minhas contas normalmente utilizando real, porque a Truther faz essa conversão para mim.
Receber pagamentos em USDT diariamente tem sido um grande diferencial. Estamos realmente empolgados com o futuro do SwapX e acreditamos que cada vez mais pessoas vão aderir a essa tecnologia revolucionária.
Creating technology for digital banks to offer the integration of USDT and Bitcoin wallets to their clients, preparing a blockchain to support the traditional financial market, working side by side with financial institution and government. Together, we can change lives.
As you guys can see, this is something that we are doing. Thank you very much. I don't know if you still have time. Do we have time? Okay, 5 minutes? Okay, so we have a few questions in case people want to ask. If you guys have questions, please be nice on me. I'm not that smart.
Hello, hello. Yeah, we got questions? All right, here we go.
Hi, thanks for that presentation. Does using PIX and your wallet with PIX require KYC? So is PIX a KYC system?
Yes. By law, we need to do KYC. When you untouch fiat, we have to do KYC because we registered the keys with the Brazilian Central Bank. But if you are only doing crypto, then there is no KYC for it, because according to the Brazilian law, yet it's not necessary. But I'm sure next year, when we have the new law coming, definitely it will be necessary to do KYC. But today, yes, it is necessary.
Just to clarify, I think you registered the PIX keys, not the actual crypto keys with the central bank.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. If he's a Brazilian, we register the PIX key with the Brazilian central bank if you are a Brazilian. If you are a foreigner, we create a sort of a static QR code that we register that information, but only the PIX information, right? We don't, the keys for wallets belong to the user. We have no information on it, and we want to keep that way.
Any other questions? Oh, here we go.
At a certain point, you said something about Lightning not being ready, and then you said that for Bitcoin, you do everything on chain. Can you just explain that again? Because I don't think I understood correctly. So your user has got Bitcoin on the main layer in your wallet, and then they pay for a coffee with Bitcoin, but it goes on the main layer.
Yes.
But then you said something about the fees, and because there is a 10 minutes from one block to another to get it confirmed. So if one of your users has got Bitcoin on the main layer and he pays with that, the merchant has to wait 10 minutes, or?
No, what we did was, very good question, by the way. The way we did it is because we know Bitcoin, average block, 10 minutes. So we have to, most of people, they want to wait for the confirmation. That's why the Lightning came to be just like that, right? On Bitcoin, what happened is the merchant is accepting in PIX. So I'm going to a coffee shop, I want to pay by PIX. He will generate the QR code on PIX. I get my wallet on Bitcoin. I'll read that QR code. Bitcoin will be broadcast, do the conversion, 0.000 whatever, right? Will be sent to our hot address, with op return inside the transaction. The information for the PIX QR code is inside the blockchain information. We are listing what happened in our hot wallet. We get the Bitcoin, because it was just a broadcast, there is no confirmation yet, but we know the fees set to do the transaction was a proper fee. We know there is no replaced by fee, so the transaction cannot pull back. And we know was generated by our wallet because there is a signature, unique signature there that we can understand that belong to us. Having the broadcast, everything's in good order. That takes around 10 seconds to happen. We do the payment. The Bitcoin might come tomorrow, but the payment was done. That's how it works. The merchant is not receiving Bitcoin because nobody in Brazil wants to receive Bitcoin, to be honest with you, because it's really, really crazy. But that's how it works, okay? We don't receive automatically Bitcoin because we're gonna maybe take 2 blocks, maybe 3 blocks, maybe 4 blocks, but we don't care about it. And some moment will come. And because there is no replace by fee, there is no way for it to return that transaction. Well, can return, but it's gonna spend so much money to double pay, then we're not gonna happen, all right?
So just you take on the risk, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's relatively small.
Exactly. We good?
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Thank you very much for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.